your market, everyone's market, it's going to be different. Like the Houston market's going to be different than maybe a small local community and flyover country, or if you're investing in San Diego, it's all going to be different. But what are maybe one or two channels that someone's starting out with a more limited budget, or maybe even no budget? What are some of those channels you'd recommend?
I mean, the two things that I think would probably be the most easy entry point, I mean, it takes a little bit of time and energy, is driving for dollars. People tend to get lazy and don't want to do the work. And I can't blame them, right? I don't want to go and drive for dollars anymore because I can afford the different marketing channels. But you are typically out in, I mean, a little bit different now with COVID, but you're out in your car typically often a lot of times. And if you're already going to visit sellers and you already have appointments scheduled, why not block off a half hour before and after, or before or after, or 10 minutes and cruise around some neighborhoods? Now, there's certain things that you want to look out for on distress points. And you also want to make sure you're going to neighborhoods that have a higher likelihood of having those, types of distress points, right? For example, I'm not going to go to Detroit because I don't invest in Detroit, and I can find 100 houses that would fit a distress signaling. But I'm also not going to go to Rochester Hills, which is a really lush area where there's a very low chance of there being distressed homes. Yes, I might find one, but what we're trying to do is almost like the 80-20 rule. What is our highest likelihood of finding opportunity? Not looking for that diamond in the rough. So I think that driving for dollars is a great technique. It's pretty simple. You just find the houses that look like they either need a lot of work. There's city tags on the front door. Windows are boarded up. If you're in a snow state, and it snowed a week ago and there's no tire tracks in the driveway, signs of vacancy, signs of, that really downtrodden, not just kind of, it's a little bit disheveled and the roof is kind of peeling. Like that's not a driving for dollars lead, but finding those people and then just trying to stay in touch with them, reach out. I mean, you can look up most people's information on public record, which is accessible to everybody, what their, tax mailing address is. You can send a letter very cheap. You can either handwrite it or print something off and sign it and send it right from your house at night. You can also go one step further and use some free or cheap resources like, whitepages.com, or you can go to the level of skip tracing those people to find out what their phone number is and just give them a call. Say, hey, what's up, man? Saw your house. Thought I'd be interested in buying it. You have any interest in selling it? Like people sometimes overcomplicate it. We're not trying to convince anybody of anything. We're trying to find the people that are ready to raise their hand and sell their house. And I think sometimes that gets people in their head that they've got to try and convince or trick someone into doing something they don't want to. At the prospecting level, we're just trying to find opportunity, and we're not trying to convince anybody of anything. We're looking for signs of motivation and seeing if we have an option to help them.
Yeah, having an open conversation with folks and just seeing where that leads.
Yeah. And I said the other way that you can go about this too is if you're going to have a little bit of a budget, I'd probably try to niche it down as easy as possible, right? A lot of us, as you scale up, you start going towards, you need bigger lists to mail to can generate the leads you want. So we've done a lot of equity mailings, but there's no true motivation signal there. What I would recommend for people getting started is really, the riches are in the niches. That's something that's been going around for quite some time, but, try and hit the notice of defaults or the pre-foreclosures or, divorces. Like try and find opportunities, or probates, find the opportunities that are out there that are part of public record that you can pull from your cities, your counties. And then same idea, you can send them a letter from the public records, or you can do some of the deeper levels interest of skip tracing, or, identifying their contact information and just reach out directly. The reason I'm so interested in, mail, calls and texts and emails, if I can get them, is because everybody responds different ways. Right? Think about yourself. Some people really only like to talk via text. Some people only like to talk via phone. Some people like to write letters. Don't know who those people are anymore, but there is a segment of people out there, right? So, if we can hit them from all different angles, we're again increasing our opportunity for people we've already identified as in areas that we're wanting to buy. And then now we're going to try and communicate with them in whatever method works best for them.
Yeah, the omni-channel approach, to where even if you hit them through direct mail, just that psychological branding as it sinks in, and then now you're everywhere. When that thought comes across their mind, you're now the solution.